Welcome to another episode of Entrepreneurs and Fuego. We're documenting the journey of amazing entrepreneurs one digital footprint at a time. I had to memorize all that stuff.
It's a lot of different words, right?
But it's easier to memorize that than to memorize your name.
Oh, yes, I know. It's complicated and long. I'm sorry.
But you don't have to be sorry because, in Espanol, we have some long names, man.
Exactly.
Susana, Perez, Gómez, Diaz.
That's correct.
Francisco, Javier, Antonio, Aguirre, Proaño.
That's long, right?
Yeah, can you imagine this poor little kid, when they ask him his name and, the same thing probably with you, right?
That's Mexico's problem.
We should build a wall.
Exactly, right?
Nah, I don't think so.
We should.
La Voz Arizona, how are you?
Fine, how are you? Thank you for having me here.
It's my pleasure. And I appreciate you coming over here because tell us a little bit more what you're doing with La Voz. We're interested about your personal journey.
Yes.
But of course, you work for La Voz.
For La Voz, exactly.
Tell us what you do there.
So I'm the sales manager for La Voz.
Yeah.
So La Voz basically is a company that is owned by Gannett. And Gannett here in Phoenix, we work under the umbrella.
They just bought it. Just like 5 years ago or something?
No. We've been with them for more than 8 years, I
should
really?
say.
Yeah,
Okay.
time flies. That's why.
Man.
Exactly.
Yep.
So, and here in Phoenix, the umbrella that we work is
Yeah.
Republic Media, which is the Arizona Republic.
Correct.
So I manage the sales team for La Voz. That's exactly what we do, what I do. And what we do at La Voz is we help customers with their marketing campaigns. That's in a nutshell, that's what we do. And we're going to understand their customer needs. We're going to do like a needs analysis on the customer to understand where they want to go, what are their goals, what do they vision, to be, because sometimes we have a customer, let's say it's a pediatrician, and then you have a pediatrician across the street, but they are going to have completely different goals, right?
Yeah.
Maybe pediatrician number one, they just want to have that office, that location. They don't see their sales growing, right?
And you deal with sales managers.
Exactly.
Because with salespeople, you're the sales manager.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
You deal with prima donnas then.
No, we're easy.
Come on, man. Come on. Oh, your salespeople got to be that.
No.
They're very good.
They are very good at what they do. We have a wonderful training at my company.
So if I want to advertise in La Voz, I call you or call the salesperson?
You call my salespersons. You call me, and then I route the call, to the person that is better going to fit your, whatever industry you work with.
And they're like, oh, it's too hot. I don't want to go there.
No, we don't ever say that. We're always trying to help our customers the best we can. That's exactly what it is.
Have you always been in a sales capacity?
Yes.
Because you got that personality. You're not selling me anything right now, are you?
No, I'm not. I promise no. No, actually, yes. I've been in sales my entire life.
What did you do before La Voz?
I was a kid, actually.
Really?
I've always been in sales. Since I was a little kid, I used to bake cakes, and my mom used to help me and just knocking on doors, selling my cakes. I don't know. It was just something that I was born with. I love it.
Can you teach somebody to be a salesperson, or are you born a salesperson?
Both.
You can teach somebody that has never sold before.
You can teach
them to sell.
What happens is, I think, when you're born with that, it's like a passion. For me, it's something that I cannot see myself doing something else. So right now, for me, teaching my reps do what I used to do, and I did it so well because I was very successful, thank God. It's amazing for me that I'm able to help somebody, But that connection, when you're able to help your customer, is wonderful. So that's why I like sales.
Do you ever get into a situation where the salesman, because I don't know, the age of the salespeople, but maybe the younger generation that says, I already know these things, I got this, and I'm already there, I want your job. Not listening too well?
Yes, you always have, that problem. But again, there's always, I think even for the younger generation, there's always something that you are going to learn.
And how do you manage that?
I always tell my team that even, if it's, a person on the street, even if they don't have a home, a homeless, you're always going to learn something from everybody. But you have to have your eyes, you need to be aware, you need to have your ears aware, your eyes open to listen and to see other things. because everybody can teach you something, but if you're not willing to learn, you're never going to do it, and you're never going to grow.
Si estás cerrado así, si no tienes la visión,
you
no vas a
have to
aprender
have
nada.
the
You
vision.
have to have the vision.
You have to have the vision that you want to grow. Education is very important for me, but as well, again, you can learn from everybody and from anywhere. I mean, right now, you're learning from me and I'm learning from you.
Oh yeah.
But if I'm not open to that, I'm just going to say I know everything and I'm the expert. You can't do that. You can't be going in life with that. You can't.
Prior to your current job as sales manager for La Voz, what did you do before?
So let me tell you a little bit about my background.
Yeah.
I was born in Mexico. I have a degree in business administration from a university in Mexico. So when I came to this country,
Monterrey?
No, Guadalajara.
Oh, okay.
I'm from Guadalajara. So when I came to this country, I had the fortune that I didn't have to work because I had, my husband and I had my kids, and then I went into real estate. So I did real estate for many years until, of course, the market went down.
Right.
In 2009, finally, I decided, you know what, this is not an industry that I can be because there's no income here. So that's when I applied for La Voz. It was really, really rough.
Yeah.
So in 2010, I was hired, to be a sales rep at La Voz. I knew one of the managers, and they told me, you know what, Susie, the only position that I have is a classified position, which is everything, we do everything over the phone. She's like, you're not going to be able to go out like you like, but, and it's going to, for you, it's going to be something different. But at that time, I said, you know what, I'll take it. And I did, and going back, I think that everything happens for a reason because I had to be in that position and then go to the next position to be able to get where I am today.
And you are the kind of person, it strikes me, Susana, that you like a challenge. You don't shy away from a challenge.
Yes, challenge. Right? Yes, I live by challenges.
I like that.
I love challenges. I think it's the spice of life. I love challenges.
In the sales world, it's a numbers game, right? I mean, you have to, when you were making those phone calls, I'm sure you didn't make just 3 phone calls and you were happy. You had to make hundreds and hundreds of calls, I'm sure, just to get a few sales.
We used to make, when I was in classifieds, we were required to make 75 calls per day, besides follow-ups and emails and everything we had to do. But yes, it is a numbers game, but also you need to be strategic on the people that you are going to call. And sometimes when we are sales rep, we forget about that.
The best advice. There are a lot of salespeople out there that are going to be watching and listening to you, and I mean, we're getting that sage from you, the education that you're talking about. Best advice.
Best advice is you need to have a discipline. You need to have the discipline to do everything that you do.
So in other words, I'm going to call between the hours of 2 and 4, and I'm going to call 75 people.
Exactly.
That's the discipline, and you have to do that. Okay.
So number one, you need to plan your week.
Right.
You need to plan your day, because if you don't have a plan, you're going to be lost in everything that you need to do.
You're all over the place.
You're going to be nowhere. All over the place and nowhere.
Are you a computer person when you plan things, or are you just more like a little old school?
I'm a computer. I do everything on my phone. I do everything on my phone, so I know exactly what I need to do. Of course, right now it's different because I manage.
Yep.
I still sell with my team, right? But for example, if I was a sales rep, if you're asking me for an advice, you need to plan your day. You need to have a discipline to follow your plan, all right? And then once you follow your plan, you need to follow up. Follow up is number one mistake sales rep make, because you're making 100 calls right now, and then if you don't follow up with the people that said yes or maybe, then it's a waste of time.
And you hit it right, just a nerve, because it is probably one of the biggest challenges for entrepreneurs as well. I mean, because we're wearing all sorts of hats, right?
Exactly.
And how do we follow up with that new lead? Mm-hmm. Maybe we make that first phone call, we leave a message, and then that's it. Then you go to the next one, the next one, the next one. When they call you back or they text you back, you're like, maybe I'll get to it at some point in time, and he's just...
Exactly. But I teach my reps, I mean, they are going to hear so many no's. Yep. No. But you know what? For us as a sales rep, a no is no right now, but
maybe.
Yes, maybe on the future. So they need to have a task already into their, Outlook or whatever system you guys use to call in 6 months.
Did you ever see that movie Dumb and Dumber?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that scene where Jim Carrey is with the dumber, or actually no, Jim Carrey's with that girl at the hotel room, and he asked the girl, "Do you think that there is a chance that I would go out with you?" And she says, "Maybe 1 in a million." chance. And so he turns around, he goes, so there's a chance. There's a chance. And I think there's a chance, right?
Exactly,
1 in a million, but it is a chance.
Exactly.
And the same thing is what I'm hearing from you that the salesperson should have.
It's always a possibility. You never know. Maybe in 6 months, the person that told you no is no longer with the company, and you find somebody else. The gatekeeper is somebody different.
Is it hard for the younger, again, salesperson to be persistent and to be disciplined?
I think it's depending on who's the manager, who's their mentor.
So they're your reflection.
Exactly, they are your reflection. And I think in life you always need to have a mentor. It doesn't have to be your manager, but it's very important to have a mentor, because that person is going to tell you, you know what, maybe you are not following your track, maybe you are not where where your plan is supposed to go, but you need to have somebody to help you.
Planning. Number one. Number two.
Planning. Discipline. Number two.
Follow up.
Yes. And discipline, let me tell you, discipline is very important, because you can be very smart.
Yeah.
All right? There's so many smart people in the world.
Yep.
But the problem is that we don't have the discipline to be smart. And then
very interesting.
And then, you know what, even if you're the smartest person in the world, if you don't have the discipline, you're not going to do anything.
Where is La Voz going to be in 3 years?
We are the number one media company in the Hispanic market, and of course, Asaganet is the number one media company. But La Voz, right now, we envision ourselves to help the Hispanic market understand and educate the Hispanic market on the importance of digital advertising.
Gotcha. How do you compete with all those rag magazines? Que hola, que pasa, que calor, que color.
Right?
I mean, there's like a million of them. I mean, they're so ubiquitous.
Yes, they are wonderful. I respect what they do, but the difference between them and us is that we really, number one, we train our staff. My staff is not a sales rep. They're not going to go to you to sell you something. They will advise you on what you need to do to grow your business.
Got it.
So that's completely different. It changes the entire environment when you are trying to, help a customer with their advertising campaign.
Do you track what percentage of the business comes in from the digital world or the print world?
Right now, with the Hispanic market, our digital penetration is very, very small.
Why is that?
Number one, because if you think about it,
and it's not just La Voz, but
no,
it's
in general.
It's in general, right?
It has nothing to do with us.
Why?
It has nothing to do with us. I think
Why is it?
we are behind with, like in anything with the Hispanic market. We're always behind, and it's an education issue.
But internet is all over the place. I mean, everybody's walking around with a cell phone. So
they are getting it little by little, because now they have phones. Exactly.
Right. Smartphones.
Yep. They didn't have that back then.
No, they didn't.
And we outgrew actually the general market on smartphone users. Why? Because they don't have computers at home.
Right.
But they own a smartphone.
Right.
So it's different.
Exactly.
So little by little, we're getting there, little by little. But for them understanding the value of advertising in digital is kind of hard, because they just resistant to change. Change is very difficult.
What is the value of digital for the Hispanic market? If you were telling me as a Hispanic, ¿por qué tengo que ver a La Voz en digital?
Because everybody's going there. If you want to reach, depending on your audience that you want to reach,
right.
If you want to reach an audience, between, let's say, 15 and 35, just ask your question.
They're not going to pick up the newspaper.
They will not. My kids, they will never pick up a newspaper or a magazine, because they are 17 and 15. So
they don't even know what a record player is, or what a magazine is, what a tape deck is.
Exactly. They did a study on a kid, on a 1-year-old. They gave him, a book, and he was trying to go like this, with the phone. You know how you go like this with the phone? He didn't know how to use the book, because that's the new generation. So you need to go with the change. But they will get there. Trust me, they will get there. It's just going to take a little bit of time.
It takes a little bit. But the resistance, though, in our market is a little bit.
But with everything that we introduce with the Hispanic market, there's always resistance, because it's a trust issue. That's what it is. That's how I feel it. It's a trust issue. And basically, digital, you can't touch. You're selling air. You can see it.
Right.
I'm going to show you reports. I'm going to show you that it's working. I'm going to show you how many people call you, how many people touch your ad. But it's not something that I'm going to take you physically for you to touch. So it's very difficult.
I learned a lot of things from you today.
Thank you.
See, we learned something.
We're learning.
We're learning, man.
I'm still learning, even at my job. We have trainings every other week, to have trainings. Yes.
I want to see you in about 3 years when you've taken over La Voz and you're like the CEO of La Voz and everything else,
you.
which I think.
That would be amazing. Let me tell you.
Well, I
Yes.
don't think that is far fetched. I mean,
Thank you.
my goodness, you got it down.
Thank you. I love what I do. I think it's the passion that I have. I have a passion to help my Hispanic market, and as well as the general market, because we have to educate the general market on the importance of the Hispanic market too.
Do Latinos, do we have more passion than the gringos?
Yes, we do.
God damn straight, baby. With that, we're out.